It's so hard to say goodbye to one of my shoes. Yes, yes, I know. One of the shoes is about to leave the F.C Sneaker Factory, and you know what? It's gonna be sad to let this one go because this shoe never gave me any problems. It always just was hibernating, being preserved in the F.C Sneaker Factory, and honestly, I had no intentions of selling it. It just kind of happened. But I wanted to give it one last farewell. One last farewell from myself, but also one last farewell for your beautiful eyes when it comes to the F.C Sneaker Factory. This is a great shoe. But you know what? Before we even get into the profile, before we even get into the backstories of all this happening, I want to thank you for tuning in as always. Tuning in to Mr. Wonderful and welcoming yourself into the F.C Sneaker Factory. Of course, I'm always dressed for any occasion when it comes to my profiles, but when it comes to my fucking content, because that's just how I do it. I'm always dressed to impress, always look and act accordingly. My skin's always perfect. My hair never out of place. And then the fit is always ready to go. See, as you can see, I got a Derek Jeter in the Yankee pinstripe. So you must be wondering, well, of course, if you read the fucking thumbnail, you know what's coming. But with this t-shirt, I felt like it's only right to do this profile in. Honestly, I have never even worn this shirt. This shirt is brand new. I'm not even sure what year this was released, but I am also wearing some nice AG shorts in a gray color. So perfectly got the gold Nike swoosh. I got the right there, the gold leaf #2 hit for the captain Derek Jeter, for the Yankees, a longtime shortstop. In case, I mean, I hope you guys know that are tuning in. But let's go back. All right. So when it comes to this specific shoe, because I mean, like I said, I hope you can read the thumbnail. When it comes to this shoe, this is actually the second time that it's about to leave the F.C Sneaker Factory. Actually, by now, when I decide to release this video, it's probably already gone. It's long and gone to its new owner, and hopefully that new owner is taking care of it because it deserves that. Just like how I took care of it all these years. But let's go back a little bit. So when this shoe is a very limited shoe. It's a limited edition shoe. It's a very old shoe at this current time. And we'll go into the dates in a little bit. But I picked this up a while back. I want to say maybe around 2011. Or this was the first time I picked it up. It was probably like around 2011-ish, around that time frame. And I picked it up on eBay. This was pre-StockX years. And I picked it up, and I picked it up in a size 11 because I could not find any other sizes when it came to this one. I couldn't find my beautiful 10.5. So I went up half a size and I picked it up in 11. Loved the shoe. You know, I never wore it. I just basically you know, let it chill in the F.C Sneaker Factory. But it was just a great shoe to have around because it wasn't a shoe that you saw very often. Even back then, you didn't see it very often. It was one of those shoes that was just really like, not too many people talked about it, but it was just one of those shoes you just never really seen in, you know, never seen it in public, but you never seen it even like in content. So I had it, and then after a while I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna wear it. It's just kind of wasn't my style at that current time. So I was just like, you know, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go to a new home. So I want to say I sold it on eBay because this was even before StockX even came around when I decided to sell this shoe. So I sold it on eBay, and then that was it. Of course, like the sneakerhead that I am, I missed the shoe. So at the current time when I purchased this, I was actually frequent on StockX. I was still new to StockX, but I was actually buying frequently on StockX at that current time. So I saw that there was a 10.5 and basically was watching it. After a while, I saw, you know, the price starting to drop in it, and at some point it dropped at a really reasonable price where I was like, you know, I have to pick this up. One, because I want to wear it. Two, I mean, I remember like I remember the style of it and just the details, and I really liked everything about the shoe. So I was like, I'm gonna pick it up. So I purchased it, and then I had it in the FC Sneaker Factory ever since then. Okay, so there goes the story into the shoe. And then let's go ahead and go into this sneaker profile remix for this beautiful shoe that I'm about to let go. Of course, like I said, Derek Jeter, Yankee, long time. His entire career was with the Yankees, so I felt like it was only right to finally bust out this shirt and so it could go along with this shoe. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to the little bit of backstory. Then I'm going to show you the box, and then we'll show you the shoe itself. Okay, so backstory. I wasn't planning on selling this shoe. It kind of just happened. There are select shoes in my FC Sneaker Factory that I do have on StockX at a very high price. Okay, just to go back, even I sold a Kobe Fade to Black. I want to say it was a Kobe 5. I want to say Kobe 5, not a 6, but a 5. It was a year before, and that was the Fade to Black colorway. I actually got that on eBay, and I just kept it dead stock. I never sold, I never wore it or anything like that. And then I put it on StockX years later at a very high price, and someone actually bought it. So I do have shoes at a very high price on StockX, and if somebody really wants it that bad, if they want to pay the money, well, they're going to pay the money and they're going to purchase it. Same thing went for this one. I was not planning on selling it. It kind of just happened. I had it for a very high price on StockX, and it sold. And I was really surprised when I got the email and I saw it. I was like, whoa, it sold. Like, I couldn't believe it sold. But at the price that I had it for, then it's worth letting go. So let's go back to this one. So this is Sneaker Profile 145. I actually did a profile on this one way back on February 18th of 2023. So almost a year, well, over a year from now that I've done that original profile, and it was Sneaker Profile 145 in case you want to go see it. So I sold this on StockX for $1,202. Okay, payout after all the fees and all that junk, I got paid $1,089.82. Okay, so I originally purchased this back on October 27th of 2018 for $455, so not much. So my profit from this one is $634.82. Okay, so those are the numbers I wanted to share with you. Let's go ahead and go on to the shoe, and then we'll go on to the details of the shoe and how limited this shoe is. So this is Sneaker Profile Remix on Sneaker Profile 145, but we are talking about the Nike LeBron 5, the Yankee Edition. Okay, so right here, here's the box that it came in. This is, like I said, originally I purchased this one on StockX. So I'm basically purchased it from StockX and now selling it on StockX. But you do have the gold 5 on the lid. Nothing crazy. Embossed Nike swoosh on that side. You got the embossed L LeBron 23 and the crown on the back, on the rear, and then more of that embossed gold swoosh. Now let's go ahead and go into this right there. So you got Midnight Navy White, Midnight Navy LeBron, or I'm sorry, Zoom Lebron 5 in that beautiful size 10.5. Okay, so when it came to this shoe, there's no tissue paper involved. It came in an actual dust bag for both the shoes, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at the dust bag. I'm only going to take out one shoe because that's really, I mean, there's nothing different. I absolutely love the dust bag. Me buying this shoe was really for this amazing dust bag. It's very thick in quality. It's not cheap. You do got the Nike embroidered into the pinstripe, the navy and I guess navy and light grayish pinstripe. You got the L23 right here. This is actually metal on the bag as well, so that's a pretty cool touch. Now let me go ahead and then also you do got the lock that goes onto it, and it's in white. But let's go ahead and go on to the shoe right here. I'm going to pull out just one of them. and let's take a look at it. All right, put that right there. So this shoe released on March of 2008. Okay, so this is an old shoe. I'm not sure how it would be if you wore it, but I mean, it's a pretty sturdy shoe as well, so it might last. But I wouldn't try it. But as you can see, just a gorgeous shoe. Beautiful shoe, just like Mr. Wonderful. I always bring you the fucking best when it comes to my content. And like I said, I wanted to give this one its last profile when it comes to FC Sneaker Factory. The last just amazingness when it comes to this shoe right here. Because it's just so many great details when it comes to this shoe. And I just definitely wanted to see me one last time with it, of course, with the Derek Jeter Yankee tee on. All right, so this shoe right here, like I said, it was released on March of 2008. It was basically released to start off the Yankees' new season, but specifically it was released in Harlem for a special in-store release. And there was only, it looks like there was only 130 pairs released to the public, but the first person in line was treated with tickets to the Yankees game as well as Hyper Strike LeBron dunks right here. Okay, so they got a couple of things for being first in line. The retail price on this one was $200. So in the grand scheme of things, I paid what, $455. So I paid just a little bit above the retail on this, or yeah, 2 times the retail, a little bit, 2 times the retail price. And now I sold it for 2 times or over 2 times what I paid for it. So I doubled up, which is a good thing, right? It's always a good thing to double up. So let's go ahead and go into the shoe right here. So as you see all white right here. When it comes to this part, the lateral part of this shoe is an all white leather when it comes to the toe box. Right here, this is an all-white midsole, and then you have a navy swoosh right here, and it is a nice shiny navy swoosh. So going more towards the midsole of the shoe, it's a very small midsole. It's right here, and this is a nice navy, like a shiny navy, like kind of like a rubberish, I would say a rubberish material, but in a shiny navy color. A white outsole, a white exposed outsole, also leaning towards the rear part of the shoe. And then you have this continuation of this shiny rubber navy part going towards the rear. That shiny navy also runs up through this portion of the shoe going towards the rear. And then this portion of the shiny navy midsole goes up to the lateral part of the shoe going towards like the toe box. So it's giving us the cuts when it comes to separating the materials. This right here is actually a nice wool material. It is in a nice navy color, but you do have the white pinstripes to represent the Yankees uniform, which is a great touch. This right here is also a navy wool material right here as well. The beautiful white strap, but you do have the perforations, the square cuts when it comes to that strap. And then right here, look at these lace holes right here. These are metal chromed out lace holes for the shoelaces. Okay, L23 with the crown right here in white, but of course above that you do got the nice navy surrounding the L23. And if you want to really make mention that that navy, it actually looks like it's the baseball diamond, right? If you see it, first, second, third, and then home. So that's a pretty cool touch. That navy wool continues on towards the lateral, but you also have that nice white pinstripes right here. Beautiful white thick cut leather when it comes to going towards the rear part of the shoe. Let's take a look at the rear now. So right here you have the metal medallion 5 right there for the V. This right here is actually leather, navy leather, and then all right here is that wool type material. I love it. White thick cut leather going toward on the rear, and then you also have this right here, and it just says Phylum Posit Technology. White leather right here, and then this shiny rubber hit, and then the white midsole. Let's take a look at the rear part of the shoe now. Rear part right here, you got this beautiful white cut leather continuing from the rear, and you have this nice embossed navy swoosh right there towards the rear part of that leather. You still have the continuation of that shiny rubber portion, the white outsole, the white outsole, the white outsole, but also you have this beautiful shiny navy rubber hit. You do have a nice hit right there with the zoom, and then you also have this amazing wool color that pretty much goes throughout the entire medial side of this shoe, and you see that nice pinstripes. You see this beautiful little touch right here with this material right here around the buckle for the strap, and then you also have L23 right here embossed into the strap. This is Velcro, and then we'll take a look at when we go to the aerial view, we'll take a look at the strap, but look at that, gorgeous. And then on the toe box, you have this nice shiny rubber portion, which is gorgeous. And then let's take a look at the front part. Look at that beautiful front part of this shoe. Now let's take a look at the outsole, which I really love the outsole on this shoe. It's pretty cool. But you do have all white outsole with these pods, all white towards the rear part of the shoe, but you have these outlines with the navy surrounding the circles. Same thing with the front part of the shoe. You have this beautiful hit of that carbon fiber, but you do have the 23 for LeBron's number, but you have the pinstripes going through it. And then right here, you have the 5, the V for the 5, and it says New York, New York right there inside that pod. Love it. Okay, so now let's take a look at my favorite part. Oh, really quick, forgot to mention right here. This right here on the lateral part of the strap, it says King embossed into the leather. Now let's take a look at my favorite part, which is the aerial view of the shoe. Let's take a look at that. See, I had never wore this because I still have my StockX tag, and I wasn't planning on wearing it. Even if you go back to my video, I even said, yeah, I probably won't wear it just because of the white outsole. I don't want to mess that up. Okay, so let's take a look at the aerial view right here. Look at that aerial view. Beautiful. White leather, shiny rubber on the toe box. You do have right there a nice little hit when it comes to the LeBron 5. You have these nice white laces, very thin in terms of the laces, and you have this nylon tongue going underneath the strap. The strap, you see that? The swoosh is outlined in that beautiful navy, and then you also have those squares perforations when it comes to the strap. The nylon tongue right here, you do have that nice diamond for the baseball diamond, but within the diamond, you have the 23 and then the pinstripes as well. I love that also. Look at the stitching going on the very top of the tongue. Inside this shoe, you have a nice navy ankle collar. You also have this right here for additional support for your ankle. Inside, it's going to be hard to see, but you have LeBron's signature, and then you also have the L23. And the shoelaces on this, I want to show you this. The shoelaces are pretty cool on this, but they are these square tips for the shoelace tips, and they also have the 5 LeBron James 5 on there, LJ, and then those tips fit perfectly for all these holes. So it's not your standard like round tips, because if you had those, they probably wouldn't go through those holes, but it goes through these like when it comes to this, more of a rectangular shape when it comes to the laces. So those tips go perfectly. So I mean, a great shoe. Like I said, I wasn't planning on letting this one go. This was kind of by surprise, but I just wanted to give it one last farewell. Beautiful shoe. Beautiful shoe. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the Air Jordan 5, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of the strap, but when it came to this specific model, like this, not model, but this specific edition, I had to have it because, I mean, the Yankee colors, I just love that. I love the materials used on this. Just all the details going on within this shoe is just a great shoe. Like I said, very hard to say goodbye for the second time in my lifetime when it comes to this shoe, but it is what it is. The person wanted to pay the amount, so if they want to pay for this shoe, be my guest, because they paid it. They paid for it at my price that I put it at. No one was negotiating with me. This was a price that I had set, and basically it sold. So my last sneaker profile for this beautiful shoe. I mean, I've have let some shoes go. Just to mention, honorable mentions, the Blue Fury left because of that clear bottom, just wasn't handling that. The Carpet Company Nike Dunk SB High also left, just wasn't a fan of the high in that shoe. So there's a lot of shoes that have left that I never did profiles or did profile remixes on. But with this one, this is one of those rare shoes that you're not going to see very often. So I wanted you people to remember that I had this one, but also I wanted to remind myself of how beautiful this shoe is and what a great addition it was to have, but also just a great loss also to lose this one. But I actually got paid a good amount of money for me to lose this one, so I'm not too sad about that. But yeah, still sad to let this one go, but hey, you know what? Maybe they'll do a retro and then maybe I'll really get it for like really low at that point. But who knows? We'll see if that ever comes around. But also, I just want you fucking people to know, the fellas out there and those beautiful ladies, my cheerleaders, to know, yes, Mr. Wonderful had this one. Size 10.5, and it's sold. I appreciate you for stopping by and for giving the wonderful tribute to this shoe. Drop comments down below. Let the shoe know that you're going to miss it. Let the shoe know that how great it is, because it truly deserves that. I really appreciate that. But just like how the beautiful ladies always tell me, and I know, even the shoes tell me. The shoes even tell me this because I take proper care of them. I keep them well, let them rest. I let them preserve. I also let them, if they want to get that shine to the public, I also put them on foot occasionally. But for the most part, a lot of these special shoes, they just rest in the F.C Sneaker Factory, just like all the beautiful ladies that I leave rest at home. I appreciate each and every single one of you, but they also tell me, the shoes tell me even to this day, just like the beautiful ladies, oh, Mr. Wonderful Floyd, you are too damn